Hello Taurus, welcome in. Welcome to my channel, Wing Spiritual Clarity. My name's Wendy Wing. I'm doing a psychic tarot reading for you, tuning into the day's energies, seeing what divine messages of guidance come through. This is a general reading, so take what resonates and leave the rest. I'm doing a Taurus bonus reading because you continue to have such a high viewership on these readings. So I'm so grateful to translate these messages for Tauruses. Tauri? All right. Taurus, let's get to your reading. The overall energy of today's reading is the Hanged Man in reverse. Feels like you've come to enlightenment. You've been in a stuck position, but it's given you the enlightenment that you need, a perspective. And so now you're setting yourself free, getting out of that hanged man position with a new perspective, seeing something, epiphanies. Wow. Okay. 10 of Pentacles, 3 of Pentacles, 5 of Swords in reverse. Wow. It looks like you were in a hanged man position, stuck. But now you have a new perspective towards something you're going to create for a long time. This feels like a legacy, something you're creating. You might be co-creating, collaborating with others as well. I'm getting that the environment that you were stuck in a hanged man position, was the wrong environment to create this, and you were the wrong version of you to create whatever this 10 of Pentacles is for you. Something you're very inspired by. It feels like it's a calling, maybe for some of you, coming from inside the house, something you want to create. Build, create. It's in the 3D, it's Pentacles. But it looks like the environment that you were in wasn't conducive. It feels like you weren't allowed, you weren't permitted by the people in the environment for whatever reason to be who you prefer to be and to create what you want to create. Tell me about this 10 of Pentacles. It's, oh wow, 7 of Pentacles, 9 of Pentacles. Something that both of these cards are, for me, talking about focusing. The 9 of Pentacles, she has trained her focus on the bird on her hand, and it's created luxury. She's focused. She's learned how to focus on what she wants and create what she wants. In 7 of Pentacles, he is focusing on what he wants to grow. And so when you focus, whatever you're looking at, whatever you're talking about, whatever you are focusing on, that amplifies, it grows. So be mindful of your attention, your awareness. Are you focusing on things you want to grow? Or are you focusing on something that, oh, I don't want that. I don't want that. I keep focusing on, it's like riding your bike down a trail, and you see a boulder in the middle of that trail, and you're just focusing on that boulder, like, oh my God, the boulder, oh my God, the boulder. And if you have ridden bikes much, you know, whatever you focus on, that's where you steer. So I'm not talking about imaginary thinking. I just don't see it. Not talking about that either. I'm just focusing on the love and light. That doesn't work. What I'm saying is, when you see the boulder in the middle of the road, you assess. I see the boulder in the middle of the road. Now I'm going to look. Do I go right around it? Do I go left around it? Do I bunny hop over it? Instead of obstacle. All right. It looks like in the environment you were in, you're coming out of, there's no intuition there. It feels like there's someone in the environment, at least one person, maybe the whole environment, just doesn't want what you want, doesn't want you to become who you prefer to be either. It looks like there's a lot of rebalancing, alchemizing emotions. Right now, you might be reactive. There might be some reactivity coming up to the surface. It feels very quick. So this kind of reactivity feels like anger, frustration, very quickly. Why is that happening? Okay, it looks like that's happening because, viewer, you might have been raised to believe that being angry is bad. And so instead of learning how to process your anger and understand what the anger, your anger is showing up, understanding the different nuances, the different textures of this type of energy. So there's anger. So it feels like this Temperance card is like an emotional sommelier. And you're learning that when those emotions come up, to get curious, and instead of just becoming the emotions and raging out, to process them, get curious, become very good at detecting. So this feels like frustration that I couldn't control something, out of control. Ooh, there's a lot of that. A lot of, like, I can't control. It's not going the way I want it to. There's a soft little hint of resentment. So frustration and resentment, with a backing of there's nobody ever on my side. So that feels like the belief system this is coming from is I never feel supported. So that's one way to kind of process through. Get curious, feel into those uncomfortable emotions, and see what they are. Teach yourself how to work with your own emotions, how to process through. Once you sit with your emotions without saying, I'm feeling this because of them and that, and you create stories off of those emotions, that's not helpful. Not helpful. What is helpful, what can be helpful, is feeling your emotions, processing through them so you can gain the wisdom that all those emotions have on the other side of processing them. And then when you're able to sit with anger and frustration, you'll be able to sit with yours, and you'll be able to sit with others without it being a problem. This feels like mastering emotions, not having to be so reactive. it feels like all these unprocessed emotions are keeping your lower chakras shut down. I don't know how to feel these emotions, so I'm just going to shut that shit down. The difficulty with that is your emotions are where your intuition are. And it's how you create, manifest. So your emotions are important. They are, in fact, indeed necessary. So it feels like I might be talking to some Tauruses who've kind of shut down feelings and emotions. Instead of learning how to process them, it kind of pops out in reactivity. Smallest things, too. That's interesting. Worth getting curious about. All right, Taurus, let's look at what's hidden. 9 of Cups, blessings. I just heard a season of blessings. We just passed 11:11 on this video timer. There's something about the... I just heard it's the best of times, it's the worst of times. Indeed. Okay. Ooh. Ace of Wands in reverse and the 9 of Swords in reverse. I definitely like to see the 9 of Swords in reverse. 9 of Swords upright. This person is stuck in a comfort zone. Their fears, beliefs are keeping them stuck. I'm too afraid to make any kind of change, but I'm staying in a comfort zone. It's really painful, but it feels like it's not painful enough. I'm willing to do something about it. 9 of Swords in reverse is, all right, it's painful enough. I'm willing to get out of this comfort zone and face my fears. It looks like the issue might be a lack of energy, a lack of excitement. You might be exhausted. That's 2 different energies. They're both 9s. 9. Tell me more. Okay, there's a lot hidden. I also get this feeling like you're all over the place. A lot of hidden emotions coming to the surface, and it's all hidden too. There's this releasing of burdens and letting go of that comfort zone, but there's a lot that's hidden. Tell me more about this Ace of Wands in reverse. Why is... Okay, it looks like in a relationship. You might be in a relationship or have a lover that it doesn't feel like the relationship went anywhere. Maybe it's lost its spark with the Ace of Wands in reverse. With the Empress in reverse, it feels like this relationship might have been a mother wound. You were being asked to mother someone, maybe what I'm getting. And there's just no passion and excitement in that type of relationship, because if you become their parent, source of love and nurturing, it's not sexy. It's not the right energy for passion. I'm also getting, if this is resonating for you, it feels like, boy, this feels so specific. This feels like intimacy or lack of intimacy. There's no fire, there's no desire in this, because you're being positioned as their mommy and take care of me, and there's nothing sexy about that. sexy are two independent people who have their own fire, and they come together and with their fire instead of take care of me. That whole thing just instantly, it's not fire. It's love. It's loving. It's asking for kind of more watery energy. Love and care is water, and so there's no fire. There's no passion here. What's the Ten of Wands in reverse? It feels like you've been in a relationship that it's a comfort zone. The spark doesn't feel very sparky at all. And it feels like you're being made to blame for the lack of passion instead of the way the relationship is set up, which it looks like it's set up to be toxic, codependent, dependent. I don't feel like that Nine of Cups is your energy. There's someone who's benefiting. It feels like the person you're in a relationship is very greedy, is just taking. Everything's about them. They need to be centered in the relationship. But there's no spark here. It feels like the relationship's working for them because they're getting their like toxic, unmet mommy needs met, being taken care of, and cups, all this watery energy. It feels like you might have centered this person in your relationship, and there's all this what can you say? It's a lack of attraction. I don't know how to put it any other way. I'm reading it exactly the same. And it feels like you might be blamed for your lack of passion and desire, but it's the way the relationship is set up is not the right energy, not the right mood. This person feels entitled to maybe your sexual labor as well, that there's some type of objectification here. I feel like I need to put a trigger warning on this video. Is there anything else? Queen of Cups. I feel like you, Taurus, are showing up as the Queen of Cups. Kind of sweet, kind, and someone has positioned, this isn't about gender. Queen of Cups, you can still be male, non-binary. It feels like this person it feels like you're ending this because it looks like there's an ending. Maybe that's the Hanged Man position, that you were kind of stuck in a comfort zone relationship. It's like sacrificing everything to someone else, like even supposed to give up. This person feels like they're entitled to what's yours. They're treating you like an object. For some of you, they're treating intimacy. I'm getting a lot of difficult pictures, and this is a public reading online, so I can't really get into the details, but I think with the Moon card coming out and that this is in What's Hidden, It feels like this is a hidden aspect of the difficulties. Maybe you've never even shared this with someone, and it's affected how you see yourself. That you can't perform, or that it's your job to perform this function for someone else instead of someone needing you and excited and doing the work to get you in that state of mind. That's it. This person feels like it's your job to be turned on by them and constantly available, versus someone who understands that you are a human with your own emotions, your own feelings, and to treat you like that instead of feeling entitled to your sexual labor. Oh, these are difficult communications and difficult messages. If this is resonating for you, you might want to talk to a therapist that deals specifically in sexual trauma within a relationship. Sexual coercion, intimidation, if you don't feel safe, if you don't feel like you can say no without emotional, mental punishment. Whew, gonna move on. Let me clear that. This is just a lot. And I just want to say, if that is something that you've experienced, that there's healing from this. Yeah, of course there's healing from this and a lot to be learned. So let's move on. All right, Taurus, in the outcome and advice, we have Six of Swords, Queen of Cups now showing up in reverse. Moving on to calmer shores. Buzz in my ear. I'm getting this message. It feels like you're getting unstuck. You're getting out of this hanged man mode, and you're training your focus on your abundance, on your finances. It looks like there are other people who want to work with you, want to support you, want to collaborate on whatever this is. It feels like a huge shift. It feels like a lot of financial abundance coming in as you get out of that stuck position, as you move on to calmer waters. Tell me, what? Now the Queen of Swords in reverse is showing up. It's like a lot of internal fighting with your internal, between your heart and your head space. Who's in it? Maybe this isn't your energy. Let me see. It's been your reading, but there's been someone else in it. Oh, I get it. Okay, this is kind of a recap. It looks like someone took advantage of your wounds, unhealed wounds, and your lack of discernment. This feels like emotional manipulation and mental manipulation, that this person would be able to get you in a fight, and you would kind of lose your groundedness, your footedness. It feels like you would get into your emotions and very confused. Oh, that feels like a lot of blame. So this other person it feels like they're leaving your energy. but they would just keep repeating cycles, just keep you wounded, keep you confused. This is someone purposefully keeping your emotions and your mental body in confusion. This is someone who counters everything that you say. So you stop believing in yourself, so you don't trust in yourself. So this person has purposely messed up with your guidance system, with your ability to make decisions for yourself, because they've positioned themselves as your boss, as the one that to make decisions for you. And that's affected the sexual life in what's hidden, because they're confusing you and making you the problem, instead of they're not treating you kindly, nicely. I mean, let's just start there. And if you are in your feminine energy and maybe gendered female, to come out and play, for divine feminine energy to come out and play, you need at least to feel safe. And this is not safe. If you're being coerced, if you're being made to problem, if you don't put out, that type of thing, then you don't feel safe. Your body starts shutting down. Your emotions start shutting down. You're meant, because there's nothing you can do to correct. You're just constantly wrong in this other person's eye. There is no ending that. There is no coming to agreement, because this is what this person wanted. This relationship, there is no fixing this. You're not their medicine. They don't want to change. Why would they? They just want you to stop complaining. Perform. This is a performative relationship from inside the relationship. It's insidious. I think once you recognize, though, once you see it for what it is, then you can move to calmer waters. You can't change the relationship from within. You can't change this person. It is working. They're happy. They just don't understand why you have to complain so much, is what I'm getting. It looks like you've received a lot of clarity where you were once confused. Once you move away from this, then this person, this type of relating, your nervous system, it feels like you might have been in a constant chronic state of fawning. That's what I just read, the cards. Performative. It's not really you. They want you to perform a role, a function. They don't want you to be a person with your own needs and wants. You've been given a role in their life. I only see like moving on. I mean, I don't see changing from within. It just doesn't work. Stop trying to change it. Stop trying to put in work and effort. It seems like it's time to make moves. Time to move on. Time to move on to calmer grounds. Heal your nervous system. And maybe while you're at it, going all the way back to the root cause, childhood traumas that were unhealed, that it looks like this person took advantage of to keep you feeling insecure, to make you believe that this is as good as it gets, this is as much as you deserve. It's not true. So maybe going back to healing those childhood traumas so you can move on, so you can heal, so you're not walking through the world wounded. So, all right. I hope that's helpful, and Hi, JJ. That was nice. That was beautiful. I hope if this is your reading and that if this did resonate, that you find the help, find therapy, find safety. Heal from this and move on and become who you've always wanted to become and have the life that you prefer. That's my hope for you. Thank you so much for being here. Have a great day.